Fucking beer of the episode sponsored by Mango Cart.
Those are delicious.
Oh my god, they're so good, dude. All right, let's go ahead and get into it. What is going on, everybody? Welcome in and welcome back to another episode of the Going the Distance podcast. My name is Ryan Bedell, and alongside me is my co-host Elijah Span, and we come to you today, the day after Super Bowl 56, a dark day in the time if you are myself or any other Cincinnati Bengals fan. But we're going to be talking about that, a whole lot of Super Bowl, not only the game. We're going to be talking about the commercials, the halftime show, truly everything about last night, as it is the biggest sporting event every year. So, and also we're going to round it out with a little bit of UFC too, because there were some big fights this weekend. But first, be sure to follow us on social media over at GTD_sports, other than TikTok, where we're at GTDsports.com. You can check out our personal accounts. I'm over at Ryan Bedell 8, and Elijah is at Elijah Span 19, as you can see on the screens. And also, we have a pretty exciting announcement in terms of GTD Sports. We have officially partnered now with BetUS Sportsbooks. It's been going on literally quite today before we started recording. I've been setting everything up. So we'll have those on our website. We'll have those ads on there. You guys, there's deposit bonuses for those that sign up through our link as well. I believe it's 125% deposit bonus, which is a pretty sweet deal. So we'll be sure to put out what?
What does that mean?
So if, like, say you were to deposit $100 onto BetUS, then you would get 125 extra in free credit. So like they match your deposit and an additional 25%, basically.
Gotcha.
Yeah. So a lot of free play opportunity there, but you had to sign up through our link because I don't think you get that deal unless you do it through one of those offers. So we'll have that out there soon. I'm waiting back to get our official link for that. But yeah, exciting stuff. We're looking forward to that, working with a sportsbook now rather than our old NordVPN deal, which was kind of lame, but is what it is.
Nobody did it.
Nobody did it, yeah. But now it makes actual sense, a sportsbook with us. So we're going to roll with it. So, yeah, before we get into the actual episode itself in terms of Super Bowl, let's give a little highlight and low light from this weekend like we normally do. Elijah, I'll go ahead and let you get us started.
My highlight is I came out net positive in the Super Bowl. We'll get into that in a second. And I started watching Ted Lasso, and that is
mint,
the best show I've seen in a long time. Like, it's so good. Like, everything, it makes me feel good. And like, Jason Sudeikis is hilarious. And
dude, he's so good in it.
Just everything in the show makes sense. Like, it's the best. Keely's a baddie.
Keely, yeah. That's funny. It's funny that like this whole show is based off of Apple commercial from a long time ago.
Oh, really?
Yeah, Apple made a commercial like about a football coach that went to play coach soccer in America, and it was really? Jason Sudeikis. Like, he was the one in the commercial, and then they ended up like it was so popular they're like, fuck it, like we can make a TV show out of this.
Dude, it's watch it. Just
it's so good, dude.
Watch it. Like, it'll make you feel good. It's hilarious. I'm not usually one, like, I don't laugh out loud a lot at TV shows. I'm laughing out loud watching Ted Lasso.
Yeah, it's like such a wide variety of everything too. Like, have you finished both seasons?
No, I haven't finished season 2 yet. I finished season 1.
Ooh, okay. Yeah, I was sad whenever I finished because I was just like, damn, no more Ted Lasso episodes. Fuck.
Yeah.
Gotta wait till season 3.
And then low light, no more football.
God, that's so sad, dude.
I was like, man, that was a good game. Rams, like, I guess City of LA doesn't deserve it though. Sorry,
they don't. Fuck them.
Yeah, but I was like, damn. So like, football is over. It's like, what do I do with my time? I was like, I guess I've been watching a lot of college basketball recently to kind of like prepare myself
for March Madness.
For March Madness and for post football life, and it's been going well. I've been enjoying. This is the most college basketball I've watched, I think, ever. I enjoy it a lot. That's great, but I mean, it's not football.
It's definitely not football. It's more of like I don't know. College basketball is something like I literally have like a college basketball game on in the background almost like all the time. I'm at home whenever there is. I don't even care if it's a mid-major game or something. usually I'll have action on it. But so I mean, yeah, now we got to get ready to strap our boots in and bet these mid-major college basketball teams we've never heard of, because that's the only action we're going to be getting for some nights now. Pain. Well, we still got the NBA. We still got the NBA at least.
Yeah, I don't really like the NBA. I'm gonna be honest.
Really interesting. I mean, I much prefer college basketball.
Yeah, like I was watching college basketball. I was like, bro, why have I ever watched an NBA game when this is an option?
Like, I made a TikTok about this too. I think a 10 out of 10 college basketball game is so much better than like a 10 out of 10 NBA game. But a 6 out of 10, like an average college basketball game, I'd rather watch an average NBA game, because you still get to see all the superstars. You still get to see all that kind of stuff. But
and like, I know this is going to sound corny, but I don't feel like they try as hard.
You're right. In the regular season, that's always kind of been a question mark around that, is how much they really put towards it.
Because most of the time, I watch the most basketball NBA playoffs. And so when I go back to watching NBA playoffs to regular season NBA, like those are two very different products.
Yeah.
I'm like, what is this? Like,
it's completely different. Yeah.
So, but yeah.
I also think it depends on the team too, because like, you wonder what the fuck the Lakers are doing. Like, are they trying? You would like to think they're trying, or are they just cruising because they know they can pull it out of their ass in the playoffs? Like,
I don't think that's accurate, but
yeah, well, LeBron probably thinks he can. At least that's the better way to put it.
Yeah.
LeBron probably is like, oh, it's fine. We'll just do it in the playoffs if we get the 8 seed. As long as they get in the play-in, that's all he's worried about.
Right.
But yeah, so my highlight, sadly, it's not that the Bengals won their first ever Super Bowl, but it has been watching all of these over the weekend. The Waste Management Open, the PGA Tour, the 16th hole in particular. They've been posting all these wild clips of these hole-in-ones, because there's been multiple hole-in-ones on this. It's a very infamous hole. And, people have been throwing beer everywhere, popcorn flying all around. You got one dude, like one of the golfers, not even on a hole-in-one. He putted for a birdie. He got a 2 on a par 3. And he fucking took off his shirt, started swinging it around while everybody went crazy.
The best.
Dude, it's so cool to see. Like, golf is kind of changing, and I'm here for it.
Well, that's that tournament.
Right, I was about to say, but that one has kind of always been wild. But I feel like it's becoming more like, what's the word I'm looking for? I don't know. Just more out front in the media. They're doing a better job of promoting it, I think, the PGA.
Yeah, it's just that they're just kind of cutting loose a little bit more, and they're just letting their guys have their personality.
Yeah.
And yeah, that tournament is wild. Everyone gets hammered. At that.
Yeah, it looks like a good time.
Hole. Yeah. And no, I'm about it.
That'll definitely be on my bucket list if I end up living in Phoenix.
Golf. That's gonna help me post football, I guess.
Yeah, it's about to be warm enough to go golf again.
Mm-hmm.
Even though for Texas, it's literally, I don't know about most of you guys listening, but in Texas, it's been going from 30 degrees to 80 degrees to 30 degrees to 80 degrees. Makes no sense. It's annoying. That's kind of another one. I could even have this as my low light. I don't have it. My low light, of course, is that the Bengals lost the Super Bowl, and I may very well have to wait another 30 years just to watch my team disappoint me again. But in the end, I'm not too sad about it. Overall, I'm proud. Like, it's bittersweet. Like, I'm proud to be a Bengals fan this year for the first time, probably in my life, really. So that's nice. It's nice to have a future, something to look forward to. But I am just bummed, man, because now we kind of have that expectation. We did it this year. So, like, we know what's stopping us from doing it next year when we get better, when we make better signings and, add to what we have right now. It's just, I feel like anything other than a Super Bowl now is going to be a disappointment, and that kind of sucks.
Yeah, and it doesn't help that you guys have Josh Allen, Patrick Mahomes, Justin Herbert.
All in the fucking AFC.
All
dude.
In the AFC. Who else am I missing? Oh, Lamar Jackson, I guess.
He's not a Super Bowl winning quarterback.
He's not. No, I don't think so. I don't think he'll win a Super Bowl. But I don't know. Pat, I mean, I think the Chiefs showed this year why, everyone thinks that they're the new Patriots. And they showed that, they're not, because, and it's not a knock on the Chiefs. That's just saying the Pats this was a one-time deal.
Mm-hmm.
And But I think Pat's probably got. I think he's gonna end up with 3 rings.
Pat, I wouldn't be surprised if Pat made 2 Super Bowls in the next 5 years, maybe even 3 in the next 5 years.
I think he's only gonna end up with 3.
3 rings total.
That's a lot, dude.
I mean, you're right. That is a lot. Yeah, because I'm just trying to imagine, like, how long is it going to take Burrow to get back there? Because this is only his 2nd year. He's still got a lot of football left in him, but he's not.
I don't know. Does
much
he?
with that offensive line? That's true, bro. His knee. For all we know, and I feel like we would have found out by now if this was the case. But for all we know, he could have been playing on a torn ACL last night. That injury did not look good.
He screamed in agony.
Yeah, like quite. They zoomed in on his face, just like It did not look good. It honestly looked like the way he got twisted looked kind of similar to his original injury when he tore ACL and MCL. So it was terrifying. I was literally just speechless when it happened. I was just sitting there like jaw dropped, like no shot, no way, Joe's down.
Yeah, that was tough. But I mean, yeah, Burrow. I mean, he's still young. He's Joe Shiesty, so you could get back, but I mean, it is not a guarantee whatsoever. I mean, like we could bring up the obvious Dan Marino comparison. Went twice. Marino thought, oh, we can just go again, and he never went back.
Yeah,
which would suck. I would not want that to happen.
Yeah, I don't think. What was you say?
I was going to say I think Burrow will end up getting a ring.
I think he has to, but his response in the media afterwards was like, we're a young group. We like to think that we'll be back in a situation like this within the next few years. But we just kind of have to use this to like fuel us for the next few years to get us back to this point. And I think Burrow is the epitome, like a perfect example of being insanely confident without ever coming off as cocky. Like, I don't think Joe Burrow's ever came off in a douchey kind of way. Like, I'm a fucking winner. You know what I mean? He just is.
He is cocky, but it works for him.
It's like a different kind of cocky. It's not like a Baker Mayfield kind of cocky or Johnny Manziel kind of cocky.
Well, it's because he's cocky, but he backs it up.
I mean, those guys backed it up back in the day. Not so much anymore.
In college.
Well, yeah, but I mean, those are the examples. I can't really think of any like straight up just cocky dickheads in the NFL.
Any starting quarterback ever?
Phillip Rivers, bro. Have you seen Phillip Rivers talking shit to the D line and stuff?
Yeah,
that is hilarious.
But okay, let's see. How did the bets go?
Well, I ended positive, so that is a silver lining in all of this. Is I did make money off the game. Thank God the Bengals covered the spread. If they didn't, I would have been in a world of hurt.
Down bad.
And I know you're in a similar boat, so that really helped both of us. But it was painful because I had 2 player prop parlays, and I was 7 Joe Burrow rushing yards away from $200, and I was also 1 CJ Uzomah reception away from $300. And that was really brutal just because I was already 3 or 4 on both of the parlays. So, and then I lost all of my fun bets like Snoop Dogg to smoke. I lost the national anthem over by half a second on our book, which really painful because everybody else won. I guess I just got like the worst line in the world. Didn't even think about it. I just took it. And what was my other ones? Like Snoop Dogg to smoke. Oh, coin toss. Lost the coin toss. That was brutal. So a few not so fun ways to start the game. How about you?
I have this. A lot of red on the board.
I was about to say, it looks like a lot of X's. I don't.
Yeah. So it went okay. I mean, but just if I didn't have 250 on the Bengals, then it would have been bad.
Exactly, dude.
I ended up
really glad we did that.
Yeah. So those were meh, and I ended up plus 100 for everything. So I'll take it. I was kind of like, damn, that kind of sucks that most of my bets didn't hit. I almost felt like I lost for a second. I was like, oh wait, like I went positive. So
yeah, I did too. I thought because I've definitely lost more picks than I won, but the picks that I won were my bigger picks. So that helped me.
Damn, and I almost put $100 on a teaser on Bengals plus 10.5, and then the over.
Over 42.
Yeah, so it would have been like over 42, Bengals plus 10.5. And I wish I would have done that instead of placing the dumbass prop bets that I did.
Dude, that would have been a
But
good pick. I thought the over, they were at like 43 points with an entire quarter left to play, basically.
yeah.
Like
And
there
the
definitely was
Rams,
time to score a touchdown.
and then the Rams just had that drive.
Yeah, dude. Fuck that drive, bro. Fuck that drive. Speaking of that drive, did they go down? Because I've heard on radio talk shows already, and it's pissing me off that this was one of the greatest drives in Super Bowl history. Like, it pisses me off even more because the last 2 Super Bowls the Bengals lost was to Joe Montana's 2 most legendary drives of his entire career. Like, they beat us by 1 possession both times. And now people are talking about Stafford's greatest drive of all time. And I love Stafford. I don't want to knock Stafford at all, even though he threw 2 picks. He led them. He engineered that drive. Don't get me wrong. But, big but, the refs called absolutely nothing until that drive, until they got in the fucking red zone and they call 3 back-to-back bogus penalties. It blew my mind.
Yeah, that's a little sus. That's definitely a hashtag NFL rigged moment. Because like if you think about it, like, like who would the NFL want to? What does the NFL have more to gain with
Exactly.
each team winning?
They
It's
win.
LA. They want the LA
win,
market. Yeah. It's the same thing with the conspiracy theory that the pass interference against the Saints, Roby Culberson, I fucking forget his name. Whatever, the play. The pass interference against the play against the Saints, and they're saying that they actually didn't call that because the Rams, they wanted the Rams to go to the Super Bowl.
Yeah, exactly. It makes them more money.
So yeah, so that's a little sus, and I don't think that was necessarily holding on your linebacker Wilson there.
That is because I was about to say Eli Apple, that pass interference. That was pass interference. Eli Apple's a dumb bitch, and he lost us the game, arguably. No, honestly, not even Eli Apple. It was all the offensive line. But, yeah, that Logan Wilson one, that was one of the softest holding penalties I've ever seen. And you're going to call it on a crucial down like that in that spot of the –
Yeah, was it third down?
Yeah, it was third down.
Okay. It was third and long, too.
Yeah, 3rd and 14, I think it was. So, brutal. Yeah, I was like, yes! No. Like, it was just, it hurt, bro. And then after that, or on the play that they scored their touchdown, so after that bullshit holding, they were set up again for first down. Then the Rams straight up, like, jumped offside, or false started, I mean. Their whole line moved before the ball moved, and nobody called it. Refs didn't call it. There's like a slow-mo play of it that is very obvious. They all jumped and didn't get called. And then the last play of the game, too, that 4th and 1, where Burrow got spun around by Aaron Donald. Aaron Donald was lined up offsides. His hand was where the ball was. Like, it should have been called. Like, I don't understand. And I don't want to be like, I don't want to be the sore loser, because like the Rams are a really good team. They outclassed, their D-line outclassed us. Like it did exactly what we thought they would do. They shit on the O-line. But the way it went down, it just makes it even worse, dude. It's just so fucking frustrating.
Yeah, bro. That's a tough one. That's a tough one. They covered the spread.
That's the only silver lining.
Yeah.
But yeah, speaking of that O-line, like the first half, man, I was amazed.
They're holding out.
Yeah, I was like, how are we doing this? This is exactly what we need. And then it was like 8 or 9 sacks in the second half alone.
Something ridiculous. I don't know. I stopped counting once my bet hit on over 5.5.
Yeah. I know it was a Super Bowl record. He's been sacked the most times ever in a Super Bowl.
Dude.
And in the playoffs and in the regular season.
The thing that sucks, too, is that your defense played well enough to win. Your defense showed out.
They did.
They
made 2 huge interceptions.
People in the leading up to the Super Bowl were dogging the Bengals defense like this is probably like one of the worst defenses to be in the Super Bowl in a while. But they played great all playoffs, and they played fantastic in the Super Bowl, except for Eli Apple. And then
Fuck that guy.
Your Joe Mixon played great.
Mhm.
Joe Burrow played great. Your receivers showed out. The only thing that fucked up was your O-line and pass defense.
Yeah, that is quite literally it. Is our O-line, and then, like you said, Eli Apple. And I've been kind of defending Eli Apple a bit because he's been the clown of social media for a while now, and it looks deserved this time. I mean, really, he just did not play well. There was a few times where he was one-on-one with Cooper Kupp, and I'm just sitting here like, why the fuck are we putting Eli Apple one-on-one coverage with 10 yards till the end zone on the number one receiver in the league? Like, why? It just doesn't make sense. But we did it. Didn't work out. And yeah, I mean, you're right. Like, Higgins played well. Chase played well. Mixon played well. Everybody did their role. And some even excelled. I mean, like, Higgins had 100 yards again. And it's just,
how do you feel about
O-line.
that touchdown, though?
Oh, yeah. See, that touchdown cashed my bet because I had a bet for Bengals to score in the third quarter. And it cashed.
I remember that.
Yeah, it cashed immediately. But yeah, that was the most blatant offensive pass interference I have seen in a while, and they missed it. It was pretty bad.
I was glad it didn't get called. Fuck Jalen Ramsey. I do not like
Me
Jalen
too.
Ramsey.
Yeah, me too. I wanted them to shit on him so bad.
And another thing too, Jalen Ramsey showed his like he could have continued being in coverage after that face mask.
Yeah, he kind of
he chose to flail. No, he's an actor. There's a reason why he wanted to go to LA. It's because he wants an Oscar. He did it against the Cowboys in the opening game in 2020. I remember it. I'll never forget it. I'll never forget that bullshit, what he did against Michael Gallup. And he did that again there. He tried to act and he didn't get his award. So good. Fuck that guy. But yeah, no, it should have been called.
It really should have been called. I was fine with it though. At that point, the Bengals, they scored on the first play of the second half. They got an interception on the first play of the second half, and I was like, "Oh my god, dude, we're doing it."
I was thinking the same thing. I was like, "Dude, the Bengals are gonna fucking win." Like,
I was like, "Dude, holy shit, we're doing it." And then we didn't score a single goddamn point after that, bro. Pain, absolute pain. Oh wait, no, actually, we got the field goal.
Yeah,
I guess. Yeah, we got the field goal after that, but still.
Fuck.
Yeah, no points to the fourth quarter really hurt us.
I love that Joe Mixon throw.
Oh my god, I know. It was a dime too, bro. Like he got it over the defender, like beautiful arc on it, pinpoint. I fucked with it. He was only, I think, like the fifth non-quarterback ever to throw a touchdown in the Super Bowl.
Yeah, if the Bengals would have won, we would have known the name of that play.
Yeah,
like that would have gone down, and that was Philly special type shit.
Yeah, definitely.
Philly special or Philly?
Philly special.
Okay.
That's what I know it as.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, I was like, damn, that's iconic if they win, but they didn't. So
just speaking about like how the O-line really kind of cost them the game, I've also seen in the media, and this blows my mind, is that people are blaming Joe Burrow, saying like, oh, this proves that Joe Burrow is overhyped, or, you know, this proves that Joe Burrow can't get it done. He can't finish when it matters. And I'm like, that is a fucking joke to me. Like, he can't get it done when it matters. He got his team to the fucking Super Bowl after winning 4 games last season. Like, how does he not get it done? It just, there is no justification to blame any of this on Burrow. He had 0 turnovers. He played a really good game, and he got his ass beat by the best defensive front in all of football for the entire game.
Yeah. He didn't play great. He didn't show out, but he didn't have the time. Honestly, like
there was, I say at the beginning of the game, there were a few throws where I was like, ooh, that was a foot behind, or that was like a foot or two.
Oh yeah, he did have a couple throws that were
There was a few, but overall, I mean, he did enough that would have won us the game. Right. And even on that last drive, I can't believe that last drive, bro. They really first of all, Joe Mixon wasn't even in. Samaje Perine was in for 4 straight plays on that 4th and 1. Don't understand why. And they ran it straight up the middle twice, and then decided to do a empty backfield pass on 4th and 1 after being sacked 8 fucking times. Like, that's a really good idea. usually they work out, but I mean, and that play was an inch away from being just crazy. I mean, Pirine almost caught that when Burrow spun around.
Yeah, he almost did. I was trying to see the replays of it. I couldn't. They just kept on playing him spin. I was like, well, how close was Pirine? Because Pirine, like, I don't know. When I first watched it, it looked like he could have dove.
That's what I was thinking. Is it really looked like he could have dove for it, but he kind of just stood there.
Fuck it.
Yeah.
You just gotta be a goldfish, like Ted Lasso says.
Dude, I love that quote. Yeah, gotta be a goldfish.
Gotta be a goldfish. Gotta forget it.
Yeah. I also thought though that Odell injury, and I think it was like the second quarter, I thought that was going to be a bigger factor, which turns out he did tear his ACL. That came out today. So
tore his ACL. That's crazy.
Like
so he
literally
won't play next year.
Yeah, I was about to say, like, right whenever Odell, like the old Odell we know and love, came back, he's gone again. Now he's a 29-year-old with a twice torn ACL in the same leg. I don't know how NFL teams are going to feel about that.
Bro, I've seen a lot of people say stuff. It's like, bro, like, I want the Rams to win because I want to see Odell get a ring. I'm like, how fucking old are you?
What do you mean?
Like, I don't know. I feel like that's just something that only a 13-year-old would say.
Well, my buddy is my buddy that watched the game with me is like a diehard Giants fan. And so he was rooting for the Rams because he still loves Odell, like with all of his heart. Like Odell's still his favorite player.
I don't like him.
I don't know. I'm like 50-50 on Odell.
I like Stafford. I like Kupp. I like Cam Akers, but I mean, I'm not gonna root for Cam Akers. Like, oh fuck yeah, like Cam Akers get a ring. I like Donald. He deserved one.
He did, yeah.
I like Von Miller, and I don't like Jalen Ramsey. Not a fan of Odell.
I'm not a fan of Jalen Ramsey either. He's kind of a punk.
I like that left tackle they got. What's his name?
Whitworth, the Rams?
Yeah, and Whitworth, yeah.
Oh, Whitworth played 11 seasons with Cincinnati. He's like,
yeah, he was with the Bengals for forever.
Yeah, he's a legend for us. So that was interesting. He's kind of a guy though, like everybody still loves him. You know, every Bengals fan still loves him, and he still loves the city of Cincinnati and everything. But so that was nice to see him get a ring, I guess. And somewhat ironic is I predicted the Rams to win it all this year. I mean, this was my pick at the preseason is I had Rams beating the Bills. Although the Bills didn't reach the Super Bowl, I got the champion correct at least. So,
dude, did you place that?
No, bro. I'm so mad at myself, dude. I'm doing it next year. I don't care.
Yeah,
whoever I pick, I'm doing it.
Put a unit on it. Yeah, I don't know. You're not going to get it 2 years in a row. I remember when I was like a kid. You remember the Broncos Seahawks Super Bowl?
Mm-hmm.
I predicted that matchup at the beginning of the season.
Damn, it's such a good feeling too when you get like both right.
Yeah, haven't been able to do it since, and I was like 12. But
I don't even remember all my predictions. I would have to go back. It's easier to remember whenever we like document it like this. All right, let's get into some, or what's the word I'm looking for? Exterior non-game talk about the Super Bowl, and that's the commercials because everybody loves Super Bowl commercials. My girlfriend, that was how I got her to watch. Is I would just be like, "Come on, no, there's funny commercials if you just come on." And I personally think over the last 5 or so years, Super Bowl commercials have been on a pretty steady decline. Like they used to be way more iconic, way funnier, way more outlandish, but there really hasn't been anything that special as of late. What did you think though overall about this year's?
So this was the best year for commercial in like 5 years or so.
That's what I think too.
Yeah. Like, because I completely agree with you. Like, they've kind of gone downhill. Like, they've been very disappointing. Like, I can't remember. I was watching one of the Super Bowls, and I was like, dude, like, these are it? Like, this is what we're getting right now? That's kind of bullshit. And then
it was nothing to look forward to. There was, like, nothing. Because, usually Super Bowl commercials are the kind where you don't even want to go pee because you're going to miss one.
Right.
But
and these were all really, really good.
Yeah, most of them were pretty good. Yeah.
Yeah. Like, what was your favorite?
I think my favorite, and this one kind of took media by storm, was the Coinbase commercial.
Yes.
Coinbase, yeah, they literally did nothing. Everybody, like, at my house was so confused when it was on because it was just a floating QR code, and we scanned it, and then it pulled up Coinbase. So there was an article about it this morning that came out that so many people tried to open it at once that it crashed Coinbase's servers. So that's a success, I guess. I mean, it got a lot of people talking about them. It got a lot of buzz. So I thought it was one of the greatest Super Bowl ads of all time. It was marketing genius.
I completely agree with you, mostly because I was like, because I was doing my live stream and I was looking at the camera and then I look up and I just see it floating and I'm like, wait, what the fuck?
Yeah.
And it started, Matt, get your butt out of the camera. So I was like, dude, like, what's going on here? And I was like, oh wait, they're gonna put this in the corner. And so I'm just eyeing it, like making my calculations. I'm like, it's got to go in the corner. There's no way they're not gonna put this in the corner. And then when it finally went in the corner, I was like,
yes,
best Super Bowl commercial of all time.
Yeah, if they didn't have the corner in there, it would have been trash, bottom tier. But
yeah, I would have said this is bullshit. I don't like this. And then I really liked my favorite non-funny one, because I kind of think the Coinbase one was a funny one.
I do, yeah. I would consider that funny.
I'd put that there because there's the two categories of Super Bowl commercials, basically serious ones and funny ones. Everyone knows. What's the one? There's a Chevy or a Dodge one that made me like cry a couple years ago.
I think I know what you're talking about. Yeah,
but the Sopranos Chevy commercial.
I like that one a lot. Very much.
Nah, they were doing the intro to the Sopranos, like, and they played the song "Woke Up This Morning."
Okay. Did you watch the Sopranos?
Yeah, I watched the Sopranos this summer.
Okay. Yeah, because I know it's like super iconic. I've never dabbled, but I know about it at least.
And they got the actress that played Tony, because the guy that played Tony Soprano is dead.
Oh shit.
Yeah, he died in his 50s. And they got his daughter to do the intro driving the truck. And I was like, fuck yeah.
That's pretty cool.
Well, the girl that plays his daughter, not his real daughter. And I was like, damn, she's still bad. Let's go. And then when she parked, the sun pulled up. And I was like, oh, dude, like, hell yeah. So, great commercial. Apparently the Pardon My Take guys at Barstool were the ones that came up with the idea for it.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
That's kind of interesting. I wonder if they got it like paid for it or anything.
Well, they're sponsored by Chevy, specifically like the Chevy Silverado.
Oh, okay.
And they're like, hey, you guys have any ideas for commercials? And they're like, do the Sopranos.
Interesting.
Yeah, because they always talk about Sopranos on the show.
They should have just done them for the commercial, honestly, themselves. No, but more people know the Sopranos than they would PMT.
Yeah. I don't know. PMT's pretty freaking big.
Yeah, I mean, it is the #1 sports podcast.
And a lot of stars. This was a star-studded event. Like, usually, like, there'd be like a celebrity in the Super Bowl commercial, be like, oh, cool. Like, every now and then, no, every single commercial, like Zendaya, The Rock, Brooks Koepka, fucking.
Yeah, literally, you're right. It did seem like every single one had like a recognizable household name.
I mean, who else showed up?
I mean, they even had like SNL people on the Alexa one.
Mm-hmm.
Like Snoop Dogg was in one.
Snoop Doggy Dogg.
Yeah, there was a lot. That the one that you said how like the guy died. I don't know why this reminded me of this commercial, but you see the Austin Powers commercial? I forgot what it was for.
Yeah.
But that one was funny. It was like all the original cast from Austin Powers, but the mini-me, the babies, or like the midget version.
Oh, yeah.
He died, so like they had to use just an edited version of his head in like a baby's body. Kind of interesting. But I thought it was cool.
This was a top tier year for commercials. Like,
yeah, one of the best. Because do you remember a while ago, Puppy Monkey Baby?
Of course.
Yeah, Mountain Dew, like the puppy. I feel like that was the last like great Super Bowl commercial that I remember. And like the Doritos one, where it's that little kid on the couch, like smacking his hand, like "Don't touch my Doritos." Yeah, don't touch my mama.
Or the Doritos one with the dog. That's probably one of my all-time favorites. When he's got the bark collar on.
Yeah.
And then he puts the bark collar on the guy, and then like he shocks him, and then he's like, oh, and then he starts barking to shock him again. That's one of my favorite. I just remember that made me laugh really hard as a kid.
Doritos used to be like the king of Super Bowl.
They were the king of Super Bowl commercials.
Yeah.
They would have like 2 or 3, and it's just like.
This year they had one that was like Doritos and Cheetos combined, which
Oh,
I guess makes sense.
Flamin' Hot Doritos.
Yeah, because I mean they're owned by Frito-Lay, the parent company. So like I guess it
Okay.
makes sense, but I thought it was kind of weird that they were together.
I
I
mean,
saw there was a few other ones that stood up to me too, like the Alexa commercial with Colin Jost, the SNL
Yost.
guy. I thought that was Colin Jost. Sorry, I thought
Yost.
that was Jost.
Yost.
Yost.
Colin Jost.
Colin
Like
Yost. Like with
Jost.
a, like why?
I don't know. It's like Eastern European or some shit.
Okay, well y'all know who we're talking about. The dude
Yeah.
from SNL. Yeah. There was the Alexa commercial with him where it was kind of like I don't know how to describe it. It would almost like tell his significant other things behind the back. Like it was like, oh hey babe, what day is your family coming in town? Oh, March 8th. And then Alexa would go, Colin, reminder to fake your death on March 7th. Like so and stuff like that. But then it also kind of alluded to everybody's fear of Alexa, which I thought that was really interesting for them to advertise.
Was Scarlett
Like-
Johansson in it too?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, I
that's
think
his
it was
wife.
those two. Yeah.
Oh, dude, he's such a lucky man.
I forgot about that too, actually.
Yeah.
They were together. Yeah.
No, yeah, he's married to her. No, yeah, that was another good one. But yeah, no, it's like Amazon's basically just putting out there, be like, hey, hope you know, like we're gonna know everything about you because you're all gonna get an Alexa because it's gonna be really sick.
Yeah, they basically were like, fuck it, we don't care. Like, you guys already all know. We might as well just, like, you know, play it to our advantage at this point. And then
Yeah.
another one, too, was the Snoop Dogg and Martha Stewart Bic lighter commercial. Just Snoop Dogg and Martha Stewart together is an iconic duo in of itself. They, for some reason, they're, like, actually good friends. And they've
Yeah,
done,
they're homies.
Yeah, they've done a lot of stuff together.
Yeah, it's
so
not
funny.
new. It's not new.
Yeah. But they were like, Snoop was like, hey, Martha, pass me the bowl. And it was not like an actual bowl, but, you know, thought that was some pretty funny references. And then last one I remember was the avocados from Mexico because they had Julius Caesar walking around and he just kept saying, like, I love salad. And everybody was like, yes, we know Caesar because Caesar salad, but I'm
Right. No, yeah, I'm definitely gonna have to go on YouTube and like watch a compilation of all of this year's Super Bowl commercials because I kind of forgot some of them, and there's a couple of them I'm just gonna take a pass.
Yeah,
So-
exactly. There was definitely some where I wasn't even there for, so I may not
Right.
even have seen all of them. Because like I was looking through them, and apparently there was like a Sam's Club Kevin Hart commercial. I don't remember seeing Kevin Hart at all.
I don't know, but yeah, and the thing that I really enjoyed that, so we got a good game, we got good commercials, and we got a good halftime show.
Oh, yeah. Let's get into the halftime show.
They hit all three phases.
You're right. Yeah. I mean, this was a beautiful game. As depressed as I am to lose, it was close the entire way.
It wasn't
which is all
last
you
year's
can ask
Super Bowl.
for. Yeah, this is all you can ask for as a football fan. But yeah, let's get into the halftime show. What did you overall? What you think? I mean, a legendary, one of the most hyped Super Bowl halftime shows that I can remember in a while, just because of the lineup. I mean, Dr. Dre, Snoop Dogg, Kendrick, Eminem, Mary J. Blige, like fire. And they had Anderson .Paak and 50 Cent come on as guest appearances. So fire. What did you think?
So yeah, when it was first announced, I was kind of like, oh, okay. Like I was very underwhelmed by it,
Mm-hmm.
but I've put less and less stock in the Super Bowl as it's gone on, or the halftime show at least. But like the day before the Super Bowl, I was like, I'm gonna put on some Dr. Dre and some Eminem, just like get me ready for it. And I was like, fuck me, this Super Bowl. And I was listening to like, I listened to the next episode, still Dre. Everybody forgot about Dre, some Eminem songs, and I was like, this is gonna be so good. I'm
Yeah,
so
it's
ready
gonna be.
for this.
It was sick. Like, so you were underwhelmed when the lineup first came out,
Yeah, I was just kind of like, oh, cool.
dude. When it came out, I was
They're
like
all
mind
old.
blown that the NFL was actually doing rap.
Yeah, and then like this is probably, I don't know, top 5.
In terms of all time,
Mm-hmm.
I'd say in my lifetime,
Matt, get your butt.
because obviously, like, I don't necessarily remember every halftime show, but in my lifetime, I think it's this one and the Bruno Mars and Red Hot Chili Peppers in 2014. Those are my two favorite.
Well, obviously my favorite's Shakira.
Oh yeah, your guest appearance.
That's
Sure.
that's number 1 on the list for sure.
I mean, I really like that one too, and I like that the NFL is kind of doing that. They're kind of getting a little bit of every genre almost because they had Bruno Mars, they did like a Beyonce one, a Katy Perry, and then they switched it up with like Shakira, get the Latin America because they also had Bad Bunny and J Balvin in that, and now they did the hip hop culture. So it seems like they're switching it up a little bit. Besides just mainstream pop artists now.
What's your prediction for next year?
Next year's Super Bowl? Oh, dude, I don't even know. Because I'm trying to think like who hasn't done it and who's. I don't think they're gonna go with somebody that's like relevant right now. I think they're gonna go with another like icon or something. Next year, who could they do? I'm trying to think. Fuck it, Ice Cube, bro. No, they're not gonna do back to back.
My prediction's Adele.
Adele, that's actually a really good one. That is a really good one because she's pretty popular right now again.
Mm-hmm.
And she's like
skinny.
And I mean, I guess, yeah, that counts. And she's iconic enough that like every generation knows her.
Yeah, everyone knows Adele.
That is a really good guess. Yeah, because I don't know what I would say.
Or Doja Cat.
I would love it if Doja Cat did that.
I'd be so down for Doja Cat.
I'd be bricked up the whole halftime show, dude. Jesus, I wouldn't be able to watch it with my family.
I love Doja. But yeah, okay.
No, I thought I just hold on. Wait, I want to talk a little bit about
okay.
What's it called? The just the props for it, like the Snoop Dogg smoking and everything. And
smoke during.
Dude, but did you see the video of him smoking beforehand?
Mm-hmm.
Dude, like a video came out and it's pretty like there's some articles about it and everything. And there's a video of him on the sideline, like right, like the press box kind of suites underneath the field, like on field level, and he's just ducking down like this, like just token up and puts it out, and then he goes like literally right before he goes out to perform. And so everybody's on Twitter though, like, oh, that should count. That should count as him smoking during the show, but it didn't. So it's fucking pain. And then you also had the next episode as the first song, right?
Yeah, but that got leaked, so I'm not really gonna take credit for that one.
Dude, but it was only one source that had it. I couldn't find it anywhere else. I trusted it and I rode with it, and it worked out.
Yeah, that was good. And then, oh, dude, I fucking flipped out when 50 Cent started playing in the club.
Yeah, and he was upside down, bro.
Yeah, I was like,
that was great.
Because they didn't announce. I was like, I don't remember like 50 being a part of this, but I was just like, oh, I just assumed like it was just because there was like 15 people in that set list.
Yeah.
And then I was reading something, and that was actually a surprise appearance.
Yeah, 50 and Anderson .Paak too were both. Well, Anderson .Paak didn't rap or anything; he just played the drum set.
Yeah,
but I mean, it was still cool because he's Anderson .Paak. But yeah, overall, I thought it was really, really good. I don't know if you can say it was like hands down the best of all time, but it was up there. I think, just especially in terms of iconic, like everybody being from Compton and it being in LA. That was pretty big. Well, I don't know where Mary J. Blige is from. What?
Eminem's from Detroit.
Well, but he had the influence because Dr. Dre discovered him. So that was that part. Kendrick is from Compton as well, and Snoop Dogg.
Kendrick, Dre, and Compton are all from
Snoop
Compton.
is Long Beach.
I think 50 Cent might be East Coast, bro.
Really? I don't know, because I know Dr. Dre discovered Snoop Dogg and he discovered Eminem.
Yeah, South Jamaica, New York.
Wow. Yeah, okay, interesting. That's kind of weird then, because it was all about the West Coast rap, and then they brought out an East Coast guy. Huh, interesting.
I mean, it's 50 Cent, though.
Yeah, it is 50 Cent. Who gives a fuck?
Yeah.
All right. Anyway, though. So, overall, really good Super Bowl, and that's really all we got for it. It's been kind of painful for me to relive some of these moments talking about it, but we got to do it. So, I mean, can you think of anything else on the game before we get into UFC reactions?
No, I think we just about covered. Oh, yeah, two things. One, greatest wide receiver season of all time, not debating it. And Cooper Kupp's the best wide receiver in the league right now. And going into next year.
See, I agree that it was the greatest wide receiver season of all time, but if you gave me an option, if I was a quarterback and I had the option to throw the ball to Devontae Adams or Cooper Kupp, I would take Devontae Adams.
No, I'd take Cooper Kupp.
Really?
Dude.
I know his numbers. I know numbers don't lie, but like just ability wise, I feel like Adams could do that. Could do the same thing in that offense.
Matt Stafford led the league in interceptions this year. Cooper Kupp allowed him, pretty much carried Matt Stafford throughout the playoffs. Like with his yak ability. I mean, that 4th and short was a genius play call. As soon as he started going in motion, I was like, dude, they might hand it off to him. And as soon as he got it, I'm like, they converted that. Like,
that was a really good play call, and
athletic. He's the best, and he's the best in the league. Sorry.
Well, I think next year will be really telling. If he has another crazy season, I'm not expecting him to match his numbers or anything, but just in general, if he has another like top 3 receiving yard season, I'll be like, okay, yeah, he might.
Look,
he might be.
Everyone in every single game in the playoffs knew the ball was going to go to Cooper Kupp. And that did not stop him.
Yeah, well,
everyone knew,
held him to his under.
92 yards, 8 catches, 92 yards, 2 tutties.
His props were 10.5 receptions and 106 yards.
His props are insane, though.
I know. His props are like the most insane I've ever seen for a receiver. It's nuts.
And they'll still hit on the over. But, I mean, look at Devontae Adams, his lone game. They knew the ball was going to Devontae, and he was stopped.
Yeah. I mean, I think the Bengals did an okay job. And I really thought that after Odell went out, I was like, yes. Like, well, not yes. I don't want to cheer for Odell to get hurt. But, like, in the sense that, like, now we have an opportunity to double team Cooper Kupp without worrying about Odell torching us necessarily.
Right.
Didn't work out in our favor. They just still kept finding a way to get it to Kupp. Because, goddamn, Eli Apple. Why was Eli Apple covering him? I don't understand, dude. I would have much rather had Awuzie or Mike Hilton on him. God.
And then let's see here. Oh, I do want to address this. Al Michaels and Chris Collinsworth, that Super Bowl was probably their last game getting called.
Oh, yeah. I remember that. Yeah.
Because Al Michaels has a contract thing with NBC going on. And I think it's Mike Tirico is going to take over for Al Michaels, which I don't like.
I mean, I like Mike Tirico. I don't dislike Mike Tirico, but Al Michaels is like the king.
Al Michaels is the number one. Yeah, I agree. Like Mike Tirico's fine.
Yeah, he's good, but
I'm literally disappointed like when Al Michaels takes off for a game because Tirico called like 3 or 4 Sunday Night Football games this year, and like I turn it on, I'm like, oh, it's a Tirico game. That's cool, I guess. But,
did you see Al Michaels and Eminem's encounter in like the tunnel, like the stadium tunnels?
No.
Eminem was basically like fanboying. He was literally just talking to him. And I've like never seen Eminem talk like this. I guess I don't really follow him in the media very much, but he was literally telling Michaels, he was like, nah, bro, like you don't even understand, man. Like you are that dude. Like I used to just watch like dog shit games just because you were on it. Like you were the man, bro. Like everything about he's like everything about football that I love is because of you. And then like Al Michaels just looked like so happy. It was honestly pretty wholesome.
That's
like
cool.
The encounter. But yeah, that is gonna be sad to see. I mean, I'm sure he'll still be involved in the sports world, I assume, in some asset.
He said he doesn't want to retire, so he's gonna do something. I mean, he might call radio. Some guys do that. But no, he belongs on TV though. And like,
yeah, I agree.
For us, I mean, he's been calling. I don't really know him. He used to work for ABC, I think.
Mm-hmm.
I don't remember. Maybe ESPN will hire him for Monday Night Football. That'll save.
I'd be okay with that.
Could you imagine ESPN prediction? ESPN backing up the Brinks truck for Al Michaels, and then also backing up 2 Brinks trucks for Peyton Manning.
Dude, that actually is what they should do because ESPN has been trying to compete in the NFL game, and they're not going to be NBC or CBS. They're just not. And that would give them a leg up, that's for sure, because that Manning cast has helped them a fuck ton.
Yeah, and like, I mean, and this current ESPN crew's kind of grown on me. Like, they've gotten better. But I mean, Al Michaels and Peyton Manning, are you serious?
That would be the dream team. Yeah,
that would be dream team.
I don't know though. I don't know. Jim Nance and Tony Romo together is my favorite right now. I love them together.
I think my number one, even though like Cowboys fan, is Al Michaels, Chris Collinsworth. So I'm gonna. It's been like that every Sunday night football game I watch. It's always Al Michaels, Chris Collinsworth, and that's like it's the way it is. And
one of my favorite things too is I've always pointed out too is like the Chris
Here's
Collinsworth.
a guy.
He does the slide, right before the broadcast starts.
Every time they zoom out and they just see Chris Collinsworth going,
yeah, it's so funny.
I'm ready for this game, Al.
And then now here's the guy. Like there was a prop bet. He was over 5.5 times. Collinsworth would say that during the game.
I feel like I didn't hear it.
I heard it a couple times. I don't know if it was that many, but
yeah, I was also talking during the live stream, so
yeah, fair. But alrighty. Until next year, it's sad to say, but we have a long off season without football coming up. So
very sad.
Yeah, our content is definitely going to change up a little bit because we've been hammering football a lot all season. So stay tuned for that. But for now, we had also some huge fights over the weekend in UFC 271, which we're going to kind of get through a little bit quickly because I got Valentine's plans. Elijah, what are you going to say?
I was about to ask, do you want to go ahead and cover this since you got to dip soon, or do you want to go through with it? It's your call.
I'll do a little quick rundown real quick, and then we can get into love it or loathe it. So, And you just feel free to chime in if you got anything. So,
right.
Obviously, Adesanya was the main event in this card. He fought Robert Whittaker. Second time these guys have met in middleweight, and the irony of it is this. God, I just had a stroke. But Adesanya was dominant, and the irony is Whittaker has the best shot, hands down, no arguing. Whittaker is the best competition for him at middleweight, and he just made light work out of him. He pieced him up. He pieced him up the entire fight. Wasn't even close. Whittaker had round 3 and 4. Whittaker, you're right. Maybe I shouldn't say it wasn't even close.
It was close.
Adesanya was in control the whole fight, but Whittaker in round 3 and 4 did come up a little bit. He showed himself.
I really think that if Whittaker with those 4 takedowns had at least a minute of ground time, he would have won that fight.
I don't think he would have won. I
think he would have won.
I don't think he would have won, dude.
I do.
Dude, the stand-up was literally not even close, though. And also, you have to take.
I mean, Whittaker tapped him a couple times. Like I really think. I think you got some Adesanya goggles on right now because that fight was close, dude. That fight was really close.
I mean, I am a bit biased towards Adesanya because I think he's the number 2 pound for pound right behind Usman. But I really didn't see how it was that close. I agree the takedowns, but I mean, Adesanya literally got up beautifully every time. It was like textbook defense every time.
Right. Well, I think the reason why, because to me, it looked like a close fight, but it was also very clear that Adesanya was ahead of.
Whittaker. He was in control, yeah.
He was in control of the fight. But I mean, Whittaker, he put up, he even said it. He was like, I thought I did enough there to get the win, but it is what it is. You don't leave it up to the judges.
Because it wasn't split. It was unanimous, right?
Yeah, it was unanimous.
Yeah, okay. Because if it was split, then that would make me second guess myself a little bit.
No, I mean, but a lot of people were saying that Whittaker won. I was seeing some tweets.
See, I thought Whittaker won round 3 because he had 2 takedowns back to back, and he kind of came alive in the striking game. But I think he won round 3. Round 4 was 50-50. Maybe could have gone to Whittaker, I guess. But I think Adesanya at least got 3 of those rounds.
And then that was probably the most boring first round in a title fight.
I mean, it was a classic Izzy fight, though.
It was, though. It was boring, but at the same time, I couldn't keep my eyes off of it.
Yeah, because it's so fascinating to me. I'm just mind blown every time I watch Adesanya fight. I'm just like, especially when he got taken down and stuff. I was like, that is just textbook. That is so beautiful to watch. That's exactly what he should be doing, and he does it well in whatever situation he's in. So it just always blows my mind how technical he is. But for what's next, I would like to see these 2 fight again. I would love to see a round 3 because, again, Whittaker is the only one that has a chance to beat him. Or I want to see Adesanya go back to 195 and try to be champ at light heavyweight. I don't think he's going to be able to do it because Jan Blachowicz is pretty fucking good, and he dominated him on the ground last time. But I would also like to see an Usman versus Adesanya fight. I just don't think that's ever going to happen, like we talked about with Colton a little bit. So other than the main event, though, Tai Tuivasa made some headlines. Our boy Bam Bam, he brought the heat against Derek Lewis. He was honestly getting his ass beat in round 1. I mean, and for most of round 2, let's be honest. He was just didn't really do anything until that one clean elbow landed, and that's all he needed.
So, yeah, he was getting his ass beat. But, like, it kind of got to a point where both times, like, in round 1, when Derek just started throwing the haymakers on him, he was trying to play defense, and then he just kind of something snapped in his head, and he's like, "Nah, fuck this, I'm swinging too."
Yeah,
and went with him, and then he did it again, and then he just got that one clean elbow, and then it was nighttime.
Literally,
so
lights
that's
out,
pretty much
dude.
That's UFC for you, though. I mean, one swift punch that wasn't like I haven't seen that clean a knockout in a long time.
Yeah, exactly, dude.
Because
go ahead.
Because like usually like a knockout is like they go to the ground, they start the hammer fist, or like, and then the ref stops in like like no, he got him, sleepy time.
That's it. Celebration. Like, yeah, it was. He literally had like his left hand was holding Derek's face still, and then he like pushed it into his right elbow like as it went.
He got him. I think he got him right on the button, dude.
Like right up, like right under here.
Yeah, his jaw right here. Just
I can see that. That makes sense for the knockout too, dude. Because he
clean sleep.
Yeah, I feel bad for Lewis too because that was in H-Town. That was his hometown. That was his city.
Yeah.
And Houston. Plus now, I mean, at the same time, I love both fighters, so I want to see what Tuivasa can do. I wonder if he's ever going to get a title shot, dude. Could you imagine Francis fucking Ngannou versus Tai Tuivasa?
Yeah, Ngannou all the way, unfortunately.
I mean, yes, Ngannou would shit on him.
I think Tai's next fight is going to be against Gane.
I think so too. Yeah. I
think really that would be a really good fight.
I don't know, bro. Gane is pretty damn good. But, dude, like, I mean, we just saw it. Literally, it doesn't matter how down and out Tuivasa is. He needs one clean hit. That's it. And then he's good. And I would have said the same thing about Lewis, but I guess Tai Tuivasa just has an iron chin that I've never seen before. Like, god damn. How did he even survive? I thought he was done 2 or 3 times.
I did too. It's just some New Zealand boys, dude.
Dude, they're different. They can take a hit.
Built different.
And then another one, too, not one of the main ones, but I thought this fight was hilarious. Did you see the first fight, Bobby Green? It was on the main card.
Yeah, I watched it. I didn't really,
Yeah, not invested too much coin. I mean, it was a part of my parlay, though. But this dude, he's one of the cockiest fighters I've ever seen in the UFC. He just came out just talking mad shit the entire fight to that guy. And he also embarrassed him. He easily won, not even close. It reminded me of the Max Holloway, I'm the best boxer in the UFC, that moment when he was just talking shit while punching. So that was good. But all right, let's hit Love It or Loathe It, though, because I got to go. I'm going to get in trouble for Valentine's.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, you got to go.
Yeah, I got to go.
All right, I'll start off. Jarrett Allen to replace James Harden in the All-Star game.
Love it. I've wanted Jarrett Allen to make the All-Star game, even though James Harden deserved it this year. Fuck him. Whatever. Jarrett Allen, I want to see him.
Let's see. MLB and MLB Players Association meeting ended with little to no progress.
Loathe it. It's dumb. I mean, I like it in the sense that I want the players to get what they deserve, but I loathe it in the sense that it's just, come on, bro. Like, are we even going to be playing on time?
No.
Probably not.
Emphatic no. Yeah. Ben Simmons is participating in practices with the Nets.
I'm going to love it just for the chaos aspect. I'm ready to see him in a Brooklyn uniform. I wonder what that's going to be like.
Yeah, so he's better now. He doesn't have his anxiety is cured.
Yeah, instantly cured now that he's in Brooklyn.
Mm-hmm. Frank Vogel tells Lakers players they have to make at least 25 free throws at the end of practice before they're allowed to leave the gym.
I really love this one. This is some old school Hoosiers, Coach Carter type coaching. I love to see this, especially in the NBA where nobody really thinks that this kind of coaching exists because truly the players manage themselves. But good on Vogel, because the Lakers need something to get their ass in gear. Maybe this is just something minor. Because as an NBA player, I would feel kind of disrespected. Like, what, am I in high school? Like, I got to make free throws before I leave the gym? But maybe it'll be a wake-up call for him. So, yeah, I love it. All right. So, the team that has won the opening coin toss in the Super Bowl has now lost 8 straight Super Bowls.
I love it. That's crazy.
That is nuts. I can't believe that.
Wow. So, I guess, you should just live bet, and whatever team wins the coin toss, you just fade the shit out of them for Super Bowl. That's a strat.
I mean, but it's due at the same time. It's due. Like, it can't go 9 in a row, right?
I don't know. Tails was supposed to be due. That didn't fucking hit.
Bro, it's so due next year, though. Double down. I'm doubling down next year. It's a winning strategy, I swear. All right. And then we got the Detroit Pistons tried to make a trade for the Mavs' Jalen Brunson. And in response, the Mavericks asked for Cade Cunningham.
I love it. That's hilarious. It's basically how we do fantasy football trades.
Yeah.
They're just like, oh, yeah, I'll give you this guy that I kind of like for your best player.
Yeah,
exactly. Like, no, and it's like, okay, good, because I don't want to trade him. So hilarious.
It's basically like a middle finger, like fuck you for even asking us for him. Like, yeah.
It's a funny way to say no.
Yeah. And then we got Cooper Kupp. We kind of talked about this a little bit, but Cooper Kupp finishes with the most receiving yards of all time, including playoffs.
Yeah, he had like 450 more than the next guy, which was Larry Fitzgerald. He had finished with like 2,400 total, I think, and then the other one was like 1,900 and something. It's crazy. So yeah, best wide receiver season of all time. No cap.
No cap. All right, and then last but not least, I really love this one. We got Evan McPherson, Bengals kicker, watched the Super Bowl halftime from the sideline.
I love it. How can you? Why does he need to be there? He's like, I don't need to be there for that. I want to watch Dr. Dre and Snoop Dogg.
I mean, exactly. Like, what is the coach going to tell him? Go fucking make your kicks when we tell you to? Like, that's all he needs to know.
Yeah.
Yeah, I thought that was hilarious. He looked so like wholesome too. He was just smiling, like taking it in, like.
Yeah, all right. Cool.
Yeah, alrighty though. I got a dip. Valentine's plans are going right now, so hopefully everybody has a safe and fun Valentine's Day that's listening out there. If you guys have any dinner plans, I'm sure you might actually already be gone if that's the case. But anyway, we'll be back on Thursday, getting back into some non-football content for the first time in a while. It's going to be an adjustment period for us, but we're ready to talk about the NBA, hammer some college basketball as March Madness gets closer. I cannot wait for that. That's going to be fun, especially now with like everybody at GTD. I'm sure we could do a lot of fun stuff for March Madness. So, alrighty though, we'll see you guys on Thursday, and peace. Thanks for listening.